Today, audio and video streaming via the Internet has become commonplace, with content readily available via computers, smart speakers, and smartphones. And it has become so ubiquitous that Internet audio content can even be streamed via the audio systems in many of today's vehicles. Although streaming audio has existed in its current form since the relatively recent past, the concept was being developed as long ago as the late 1990s. One company in particular that was developing an audio streaming device was Kerbango, founded in 1998. The company's goal was to market their Kerbango Internet Radio, a standalone device designed to stream Internet radio stations without a computer. The device was to be the Kerbango 100E, with embedded Linux and Real Networks G2 streaming MP3 audio. There was also a planned companion website that would have enabled users to control the radio, as well as saving presets and editing account info. It would also have served as a streaming radio search engine and allowed for listening to streaming radio stations via the browser. It could connect to the Internet with either dial-up or broadband. The device was to have sold for $300, equivalent to $564 in 2025. Later, the company was acquired by 3Com in 2000. It was announced in February 2000 at the demo conference, with plans to begin selling it in December of 2000. Ultimately, however, it was never produced or released to the market. There were numerous delays, despite press coverage giving the impression that it was available, and even winning Best in Show at the 2001 Consumer Electronics Show. It was discontinued in March of 2001. One reason it was discontinued was that 3Com planned to save $250 million and to leave the home products business. Overall, though, the concept was simply too advanced for the technology of the time. One major issue was that the device was optimized for broadband at a time when most people were still accessing the Internet via dial-up, and the need for a broadband connection limited portability. Another problem was the lower quality audio via dial-up versus broadband. Radio stations that were online were streaming with relatively low audio quality. The user interface was also difficult to use, as it was difficult to provide an easy means of accessing several thousands of radio stations. Also, when a station was selected, rather than starting immediately, the stream would have to be buffered into a temporary cache to offset network congestion. For radio stations, broadcast companies are having to pay more for music licensing for streaming than what it would have cost for over-the-air broadcasting. The difference in licensing rights also made it difficult for advertising on Internet radio. Also, introduction of streaming apps steered listeners away from broadcasters' individual streams. In vehicles, satellite radios made accessing audio streams far easier. It would later be superseded by streaming apps and streaming on such devices as smartphones and smart speakers using Wi-Fi, and today Wi-Fi connections in most homes allow for device portability, as well as for good audio quality when compared to the audio quality via dial-up. The overall concept for Kerbango was very promising and ambitious for the time, and despite it being ultimately a failure, it is still worth noting that its creators were looking far ahead into the future of media streaming via the Internet, and it was a glimpse of what indeed would be possible over the ensuing years as technology advanced. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please hit like and subscribe, and check out the other videos on this channel. And remember, when the future was cool,